Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, and it is a Demetra K show where we are live with you all. Hope you're all having a fabulous day, but I should say right off the top that the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Again, a big giant thank you. Hello to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. But if I share the link and your profile looks like this, please show me this. And then if you're not comfortable with being seen like this, you are more than welcome to go back like that. I just need to make sure that it is you and not anybody else that wants to, be with the foolishness. I also ask that in the comment section and on the panel that we are respectful to one another. It's not that we disagree, but it's how we disagree. In the meantime, we are also going to talk about Kamala Harris supporters' claims she has always been for reparations for Black people. And I'm going to show y'all a video compilation. But before we get into that, I'd like to put this up here. Of course, you guys know that we are smack dab in the middle of election season, and it behooves all of us to at least get registered to vote. That way, they can take an accurate accounting of who voted and who did not, and everything else in between. And as I always say, who you vote for is your business, because I don't care about that. I don't even care that you vote or not. Just get registered, right? So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me remove that. Stop this. Let's see who's on here before I give it to Donovan. Hey, Michael, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Michelle, what's going on with you? Says any Black person that says Kamala is for reparations woefully misinformed. She's for every one except for Black. I think that's what you meant, Black folks. Hey, Brother Reggie, hope you're doing well in Japan. Tell the family we said hello. Doretha, how you doing? Good evening. JBWR, how are you? Brina, hope you're having a great day. Maureen, how are you? Brother Quincy X, hope you're having a great day. And Miss Patty Brown, I hope the same for you as well. So, Donovan, before you get started, I got a bone to pick with you. Day after day, night after night, you get on here and you're not telling us the truth. Okay, you talking about I'm against sanctuary cities and all this other stuff. Are you not a sanctuary city yourself? Do you not participate in sanctuary cities?
Well, the name of the city is Moreno Valley. So, yes, we are a sanctuary city.
I ain't talking about the city, bro. I'm talking about you. Okay? What I learned of my good dear friend here yesterday is that he done found him up another cat. As he was talking to me, he says, well, I got 5 cats. I said, wait a minute now. And I named them all: Thailand, George, T'Challa, Misty. I said, if I'm missing somebody, he done found him a Claude. I said, where the hell Claude come from? He says, oh, well, he's a stray cat and he just lives in the garage. Now, mind you, all of Donovan's stray cats live in the garage at first. Then they be in the house. Now, as I was thinking about this earlier, I said, this Negro is a sanctuary city. I'm going to tell y'all why. Because y'all know how migrants can go to any city in America. Well, not any, but where the Democrats are. What do they get? They get shelter, food, and, money. Well, I want to tell y'all this. Donovan's cats, they get shelter, they get food. These mugs got a credit card of their own. They get health care and all that. They're like, I always say, God forbid if I go up out of here and there is reincarnation, I want to come back as one of Donovan's cats. Honestly. So Donovan be up here faking the funk about he don't believe in sanctuary cities. His house is a sanctuary city for cats. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. You busted me out. But the thing is, the cats give me something that people don't. And it's unconditional love. And, ain't no rodents around here. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing going on around here. So, but welcome to the program, you guys. Great to have you guys back. Very, very, very serious stuff we're getting into. But we have a lot of people that are on YouTube and a lot of things happening. And we want to remind you guys, check out Your Average Logical Thinkers YouTube page, Miss Sweet Talks YouTube page. And if you guys have a YouTube page you want us to highlight and share with everybody else, please let us know. Put it in the chat and we'll highlight it and make sure everybody knows about it. Go over there, subscribe, become a member. But in the meantime, if you want to keep these great conversations going, there is a way to do so. If you look at that scrolling banner at the bottom, those are the various ways you can donate to keep the content creator motivated to make these great videos and conversations. You got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Cash, Money Order. barter system. You know, we take it all, whatever it is. Also, do not forget about the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can download that at Google Play, Apple Store, and you can also sign up to be a member also on regular YouTube. Just look up African Diaspora News Network or channel. Brother Phil Scott, all these people will be on there. Become a member. I think the yearly subscription is the best way to go if you're asking me. That's what I have. And you can still check out great videos, not only of these, well, Demetra K's her own page, but you can also get additional great videos from Demetra K by going to the African Diaspora News Channel app and YouTube page. So this is kind of interesting, Demetra. I have never heard of this. I have never once in all of my time of knowing Kamala Harris's history here in California, have ever heard her say anything in regards to reparations. So this is going to be interesting.
Hello, Brother Norris and Mike and everybody else that's come on here. It was something I was going to say, but I forgot. I don't even remember what it was. That's what happens when you get old, y'all. Well, older. Hey, why you mad? How you doing? All right. So, Donovan, you actually have heard all of this before, but Donovan doesn't even know what it is, right? I like to keep Donovan on his toes from every once in a while. Maple Blunt, how you doing? So anyway, I'm going to play a video compilation that I have seen trending around these internet streets of people saying, see, Kamala has always been for reparations for Black people. And so what I want you all in the comment section, and Donovan, I want y'all to tell me what you ascertain from this video. It's about 3 minutes long or so, but I want to know from y'all, did y'all hear she was for reparations? And these are her own words and not mine. I didn't even blank out the screen this time. I want y'all to see her saying these things. Did y'all understand that she was for reparations or no or something else? Okay, so here we go.
And on some form of reparations for Black people.
Well, look, I think that we have got to address that. Again, it's back to the inequity.
If it came across your desk.
When I am elected president, I will sign that bill.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
Okay, so I'm going to remove that. I'm not even going to do a lot of commentary unless I need to. Like I said, I'm pretty sharp. But as I'm getting older, maybe I'm having a mental decline. Now, as I said, and hello to everybody that's come on here. Love, love, love you. Now, as I said, I've seen everybody you can think of, the Breakfast Club and all, and just different, Ben Crump and just different people. She says she's for reparations of Black people. Now, Donovan, what did you hear? And then I'm going to share the link I give everybody who wants to come up here a minute, maybe two, to tell me what you heard. I don't need a whole lot of other stuff to go with it. Just tell me what you heard. Donovan?
I heard a whole lot of nothing. I mean, it's again, benign neglect, as said by Curly Girl. She said benign neglect. That's what you're hearing. You guys, what it is, it's word salad again, and it's the trick baggery. Okay, we all agree that a rising tide lifts all boats. So I'm gonna use this analogy real quick. I'm gonna represent Black people with that little Kmart dinghy rubber boat that you buy for $27, right? You get the little dinghy boat, right? Then you got the super Russian yacht from the oligarchs, right? Then you got the regular boat, the regular yacht, you know, whatever, right? You even got the taxpayer super carrier. When the tide comes in, it lifts all of them. So if I've got a dinghy, how am I supposed to get to the yacht? Because you gave him 10,000, you gave me 10,000, you gave that person 10,000, everybody got $10,000. I still haven't caught up. It's like being in a race. If Sha'Carri Richardson is in the front and I'm 50 feet back, and then somebody else is another 100 feet behind me, how do I keep up if we're all starting the same, or put us all in the same line? How am I going to catch up? So with all of those boats, we all agree that the tide will rise and it'll lift all of those boats. But I've got 10,000, you've got 10,000, they've got, I'm still in the dinghy. It's kind of like with the inflation right now. Inflation affects everybody, right? Everybody's affected by inflation. But if I'm a millionaire, am I as much affected as Donovan is, who's very, very poor? No, I'm not as affected. But it affects the people who have the least. See, so I didn't hear. I heard word trickery.
All right, and again, hello to everybody. Malachi, let's see who else is on here. Bet Collie, how you doing? And I'm going to say hello to everybody else. Did I say hello to Why You Mad? I think I did. All right, so I'm going to put the link up here. And I should say the second clip with her and Al Sharpton, she was saying, yes, she would sign a study, not reparations. But the other question that I have, I just want to throw it out there. And Donovan, you're 100% right. It was a word salad, because it's like, this LIFT Act, like it doesn't say, you know, cash payments, because that's what we want for Black Americans, right? If she was for that, and I should give that context, I forgot that was when she was running for president in 2020, so 2019, 2020, when she was running to be president. If she is for the reparations of Black people, why is it, she didn't mention it not one time, or nobody did during the DNC, or when she's been stomping all over the United States, campaigning with Tim Walz, has she mentioned reparations or even a study? Not that we want that, but a study for Black Americans. And she's in the White House with Biden. Have they not had that conversation? Because we know that they've given everybody else stuff, but Black people, I purposely played that last clip when she says, no, last, because that's what she said at the end of the day, right? So I'm gonna put the link here. Again, if I've never seen you on here before, please show me your face before I bring you up, and give me a thumbs up if you're okay with being seen. If not, blank your screen out. I'll give you a thumbs up to let you know that I see you if you want to come up. Who else came on here? And I don't mean to skip anybody. Abdul, how you doing? Who else? Judy, I hope you're doing well. King Shaw, what's going on with you? GM South Carolina. I got you, Bigo. Give me 1 second. Let's see who else. Kojo Mix, how you doing? Lene, Greater Achievements, hope you're doing well. Curly Girl, how you doing? Elder Dwayne, how are you? Hope you're having a fabulous day. Chris, how are you doing? They said this is about lineage, not race. Okay, got you. JL, how you doing? Star Child, hope you're having a great day. Brother Andre, long time no see. Be in forever, how are you? Chunky Keys, what's going on with you? That name made me laugh. And I know I said hello to Mike Nice, but I'm gonna say it again because you have such fabulous titles and things like that. KP from KC, how are you? Georgia Rose, oh, I'm gonna be here forever. Dietrich, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Danette. I thought that I got to the bottom. If I didn't say hello, Judy. How you doing, Judy? Corey, Drastic. And I loved it. Like, read your comments specifically. But what I'm gonna do is Team Truth. How you doing, Timothy? Woo! Donovan. From this point, Assalam, how you doing? Can you, and praying for Alicia, can you acknowledge, Sister Marcella, how you doing? Ronald, Mad Dog. Oh, I think I got to the bottom. And Twill, I did it. Anyway, amazing Lovecraft. All right, so brother Biko, and you cool? Domine, is that how you say your name? Are you cool like that? Okay, I'm gonna bring you up right now. All right, and I'm gonna mute. Not your mic, brother Biko, but all right. What's on your mind, brother? Long time no see. I think he's are you frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'll make this short and sweet. Obama, when he was asked that question, he said, that's not how it's done. When a person asked him about reparations, she basically said the same thing. I'm not going to do specifically anything for Black people, which all of that equals is no. So that's why they do not get my vote.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. You'll have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye. Domine, did I say that? I know I probably jacked that up. How do you say that? And I put you on mute so you can unmute yourself. I'll do it. Oops.
Okay.
Oh, I did it. Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. That's me doing that. Okay, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Hi. I'm so sick of Kamala. I wish the words would just stop. It's amazing that they can come up with all this money. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna propose that for each one of us on the low end, we need to talk about her about putting money on the table. So on the low end, I'm proposing that we get starting at $350,000 to maybe $450,000 per person, if you can prove your lineage, and then for the in the mid range, go from maybe 500,000 to 700,000, and then on the high end, 800,000 to 1.2 million. Because it's like they find money for other groups of people, but not us. So we're the one that suffer. We get all the excuses. Trump is the only one that has policies. If you really listen to him, he really cares, even though some of the things that we don't agree with, but at least he can do something. So I would say we need to stand with him just for a minute to see what he's going to do for us, or at least for everyone else.
Sure. I got a quick question for you. Did you hear recently, I think it was yesterday, I believe Gavin Newsom is going to sign it Friday that the illegal migrants are going to get $150,000 toward a home payment.
See, I heard that. That's.
What do you think about that? Where they, like you said, they can find this money for this, and that, but yet the majority of homeless people in the United States are Black. 60% of homeless are Black people, and then we have almost 1 million veterans that are homeless, but yet they can provide all of these resources at our expense. We're the ones paying for it, for these migrants, but can't do anything for you, and they tell you to go pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
See, that's the thing. We do this every day. Like we wake up with it, we go to bed with it. We live being Black every day. But you can give these money to this other. It's like, I dare you. I dare you do that to us. Then you have the nerve to ask us to pay for taxes. But then you make us suffer. We can't say it out loud. We have to suffer in silence. And you go get this to our home. We sitting here. Some people are sleeping in their cars. Some people are sleeping just out on the street. Period. Like, you take care of everybody else but us. It's not fair.
Absolutely. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, and Amina, how you doing? I think they signed it already. They being Gavin Newsom. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think they did it recently, or they're getting ready to do it. So yeah. but we get to live
Like
that.
yeah, with all these laws and stuff. Like how do they? I mean, how do we fight that? I mean, the only thing, can we petition for uh for our reparations? Do we have to sue the United States? What do we need to do? We
Well,
have to be proactive because we can't
yeah.
afford another 10 years.
Well, one of the problems is, and it's been a problem for a long time, is that we keep electing these officials that become professional politicians, and they become Democrats first, especially these boule people. You got your Maxine Waters, you've got your Jimbo Clyburn, all of these people that have power, and yet they do nothing about it, and they really help to obstruct any of these bills coming to the floor. They really do. They don't want to expose people. I mean, we can do everything that you're suggesting, and it's going to be for naught, because I don't want to say this to be censored, but you're familiar with the Russian Revolution, right?
No.
Are you familiar with the French Revolution?
Yes, just a little.
Are you familiar with the American Revolution?
Yes.
All of these revolutions have a certain thing in common. Two of them, the people got so damn poor that they had no other choice but to rise up or die on their knees. And I believe we're heading into that type of situation, especially as Black people, because if you think about it, we're at the bottom of the economic scale right now. And the only way to us to get out of it is reparations. And they know this. They've put us in this trick bag, and it's going to take us civil unrest to get the attention we need, to get the allies we need to help us. But, the sad thing is, nobody in the world wants to help us. We've got the Africans coming here. They think they're better than us. You got the Haitians coming in here. They think they're better. All of these people are coming here on our hard work and our sacrifice and our backs. But when we ask them to join us, they don't want to do it.
Okay.
We're out here on our own.
So what if we start living like being separate from them? Will we be wrong to do that? To be separate from other races? To get ourselves together?
Yeah, actually, we wouldn't be wrong to do that, but our numbers are so insignificant, and we are so reliant because we don't own any resources. We could separate all we want, but if you don't control the resources and you don't have the capital to survive, how are you going to do anything? We don't own anything. That's what I'm saying. They've put us in this trick bag now to where we're at the bottom. We don't have any wealth. A third of our wealth in 2008 was taken, and they're doing it right now. Black people have been gentrified out of all of these different areas. They're putting the migrants in all these areas. We don't own anything in general. So it's a great idea in theory, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, Demetra?
Well, my opinion is this. And Donovan is a military man. I've just been on a couple of bases, but that's a different story. With that being said, we know that because where we are in population, a revolution, and I don't know if you're talking about a physical revolution. Well, we know that's, before we get started, it'll be a wrap, right? However, we can participate in an economic revolution. We can participate in an election revolution, right? Now, we've been talking about an economic revolution for a very long time, all the way back to the days of Marcus Garvey, telling us to, practice group economics. Let's pool our money together. Let's make the dollar circulate more than 6 times. But when we don't do that, we help fund white supremacy and the effects that it has on us. And so as long as this Christmas is coming up, right? It's right around the corner. And I always tell y'all this, test this theory. If you think Black people don't have any money, just go sit in the middle of the mall, where the dudes be sitting, holding their wives' purses because they ain't really trying. They just be sitting there. Sit there with them and watch and see who you see going in and out of that mall during, from Black Friday all the way to January 2nd. You're going to see a lot of us, but we say we don't have money, but we going to put 97% of almost $2 trillion into the hands of the very people who tell us no. So we can start by saying, you know what? I'm going to abstain economically from a system of white supremacy and try my hardest not to spend with them. The other thing is at the ballot, right? Like Malcolm X said, the bullet of the ballot. At the ballot, and I'm not telling people what to do, You can continue voting for a party that we overwhelmingly vote for that does nothing for us and get what? More of the same, get worse. Or you can vote for the opponent who is, problematic in and of itself. Like my friend Donovan says, and I'm not just telling y'all I'm not telling you what to do. But Donovan's reason for voting for Trump, from what I understand, is two reasons. One, because it's like, I'm tired of y'all bullying me, so y'all gonna force me to go. The second one is, at least he's gonna do one thing that's gonna benefit me as a Black American, and that is get these people up out of here that's getting the money from Gavin Newsom, Chicago, New York, and every other democratically ran space in America. They feel compelled to take care of them. Trump is saying on day one, or one of the first things I'm gonna do, I'm going to get at least 1 million of them back where they belong, and that's not here. So when you think in terms of an election revolution, that's what I'm saying. We have to, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, vote for what benefits us. Right now, we are voting against the betterment of our community. And when we vote against the betterment of our community, we're actually voting for everybody else's community, which makes it cavalier for Kamala to sit up there and say, well, so when you ask me if I'm going to do something that just benefits Black people, no. That's why she could say that, because she know there's a whole lot of us that's fighting tooth and nail in every comment section defending her, which is why we're having this conversation about, did she say she was for reparations or she didn't? Now, we ain't stupid. But her supporters are saying, oh, well, she's been for reparations. We ain't heard her talk about reparations since she even got to the White House as the vice president. And she ain't talking about it now. But all of a sudden, she's been for reparations. But she just told us out of her own mouth in 2019, 2020, whenever that was. I'm not going to do nothing specifically for y'all. But when her and Biden got in that White House, they've been doing specifically for everybody else but us. And they can only do that because of us. So when we think about a revolution, we need to think about economic and election wise. A physical one, it's fantasy. So
I'm sick about it. Did you see that email that came from Nancy Pelosi?
What did it say?
It says that basically they owe us nothing. So when they talk to us, when they talk to the Black community, they said, do not promise them anything. Do not promise them any policies. Like, I dare you, ask me to vote for you, and you're not going to give me anything? So I was like, what if we shut our money down, just like they did, the bus thing in Alabama? If we shut our money down for a year, or even interrupt their economics or the economic system for a year, make them come to us and say, what's wrong with Black people? Why do you not voting? Why y'all not participating? Why you not letting us be a part of your culture? Why y'all taking everything back? Why y'all want to leave? What's wrong with y'all? Well, we was here. When we try to participate or we want something, you take everything away. You take and take and take. So it's like you can't do that. Do it to us anymore. We're not falling for it. So I'm like, it's too much.
Also in business, wow, I haven't seen the email, so I don't know, I haven't seen it. I don't know how authentic it is. I take you at your word. But in business, they kind of call that don't feed the bears. Y'all know what that means when you say don't feed the bears? Mm-hmm. What it means is don't feed the bears. It's like you go to the zoo, right? And they tell you don't feed the bears. You know why they tell you that? Because we already feed them something that keeps them satisfied. But when you guys come along and give them some donuts and whatever you popcorn or whatever you're eating, then they expect more than we have already given them. So we don't want you to change the expectations of the bears. And so per what you're telling me from that email, Nancy Pelosi is like, don't promise them anything because we don't want to change their expectations of the little bitty stuff we're already giving them. And what Donovan alluded to earlier, it is another form of benign neglect. It's almost like she read out of the Moynihan report is one of them. But it's almost like she read out of that. And just keep their expectations low. Don't give them no peanuts and popcorn. We already give them a piece of fish, before they go and perform for the people in the zoo. Don't give them nothing else.
Yeah, a good analogy for that, Dimitri, is Spirit Airlines. When people get on Spirit Airlines, what are you expecting? You ain't expecting glitz and glamour like the Legacy Airlines. You'd expect to get there, and that's it. There's no TV screen on the seat, none of that.
I'm expecting drama for your mama, but guess what? I take my book and my earphones and I mind my business. Okay? What they arguing about?
But the drama's from the passengers. It ain't from the airline.
Listen, I'm not trying to reveal who the air marshal is. Okay, I'm just trying to sit there and get to where I got to go on a budget.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, we appreciate you for coming up here. Thank you so much for your insight and wisdom. Please come back and see us again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed, Donovan.
Yes, I love that analogy. And that's what it comes down to. You keep expectations low, and people don't expect much. They just don't. And that's just, how it is. But like if you think about it right now, we're seeing what the migrants got. Notice everybody's getting upset because we're like, wait a minute, we're citizens here and we can't get that. Now, do you see how we want what we should be getting anyway? But we're seeing that it's not right. Same thing. But see, if this thing hadn't happened, we would still be in the position we are in this country and satisfied with it. But now we're not satisfied because we're not even getting the basics that we're supposed to get.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, but this is on us. It's always for a long time, it's been on us. We could have been got what we want, but even now we are so disjointed as a people. How you doing, Roz? I want to say hello to everybody else. We're just disjointed as a people. We arguing, and I thought about this yesterday, and I meant to make a post. So you got two different wings of the same bird. Got Black people arguing with each other over who is going to be the better master. That ain't gonna do nothing for Black people. Wouldn't it be amazing, Donovan, if we spent all that energy really having a powwow and a really good conversation of how we move our race forward, opposed to thinking that somebody, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that nobody in the White House is going to do for Black people. We must do for self. Of course, we want what is ours to have, money, land, and everything else in between. But that doesn't absolve us from doing for self. But we are so brainwashed into thinking that somebody, Kamala, Trump, whoever it is going to go in there and magically do for us. They will when we get on the same page. But right now they know that, and it's been said, Donovan, for years. You keep the Negro ununified. It's for the betterment of the rest of the country. But if we unify, that's curtains in a lot of ways for the rest of the country. So
yeah, it's funny that you thought about, like yesterday, I was just sitting there and I was thinking, I was arguing with this idiot, and I got to say it's an idiot because the person doesn't know what they're talking about. Have you seen that video with Ann Coulter that they do not want to show, where even Ann Coulter was breaking it down? You guys, there are records and historical precedents that show specifically what Black people are supposed to be doing. The 14th Amendment is specifically for Black people because we were the only group that were slaves here. The Voting Rights Act, that's specifically for Black people because we were denied, things like this. All these set-asides, affirmative action, all of these things specifically were for us because we put the blood, the death, and the despair and did the walking and all this for us. And all these other groups come here and take advantage of what was supposed to be for us, these little set-asides, be it little or be it not, it was specifically for us. And we let them. That's what kills me. We let them. Ann Coulter, the whitest woman in America, in my opinion, one of the whitest women in America, she even broke it down and said, basically, this stuff is for the FBA Negro only. Didn't say anything about Asians, didn't say anything about Latinos, didn't say anything about anything else. We need our Black lawyers to, just like they did back in the old days, to go and press this case to the United Nations. Because unfortunately, you can't go to the U.S. Supreme Court because that'd be like a policeman investigating themselves. They're going to find no wrongdoing. We need these young, dynamic lawyers to press this case to the United Nations.
I mean, are you asking me to do math? And yeah, that ain't my strong suit. Well, how you doing, by the way? Let me see. Let me get to some of these comments. Who else haven't I seen? Hey, more threads. How you doing? Keep us in the know with all the information that you're dropping on your Instagram page. Y'all go follow her over there at Instagram. A lot of interesting things that I've never heard about. So I love being on your page and learning from you. Let's see here. Diane, how you doing? It says Kamala does not share our lineage. Her bloodline does not come from slaves. Yeah, I've heard, people try to expand it. It's like, knock it off. Okay. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Maxima, how you doing? It says that's always been a thing. Folks just wasn't listening ever since the signing of the crime bill. From what that alone, it says, I think she said we would vote for them forever, or they said we would vote for them forever and have done nothing. Yes, the Democrats. Amazing Lovecraft, how you doing? It says racist Nancy Pelosi. Oh, wow. Tell us how you really feel. All right. Let's see here. Michelle, how you doing? Who else haven't I seen? Because I don't want to miss anybody. Brother Samuel says, when a woman give her V away, I don't know what that means, for free, she is definitely not valued by the man who uses her. And so it's the same when we as a people give our vote. I like that. Away for free, the result is the same. Yeah. And I won't go any further because I could be quite graphic. So I'll be good. Main Sky, he says they get tons of money without taking a shot. Yep. Let's see who else is on here. Beats by Dizzy says if we don't receive reparations, we are done. Yeah, I mean, if we vote again for the Democrats, and listen, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just trying to be logical. We're done. We're going to see more of the same. They're not going to magically say, you know what? For the 99th time you voted for us, and now you've proven yourself to be a loyal voter. We're going to do something for you. They're not going to do that.
Are you guys aware that if Kamala gets into office in this cycle, which is she can be into that office? Do you know by 2028, the Black booth, all the migrants that they're legalizing every day quietly? What do you guys think is doing while you guys are trying to pay attention to Kamala and Donald Trump and all this other stuff? He is, by executive order, legalizing all these immigrants. By 2028, in the next election cycle, our vote will be irrelevant. We will have no political voice in this country past 2028. You guys got to realize 13 million illegals have entered this country in 4 years. If we're 40 million people of the country, and it took us 400 and something years to get to 40 million, and 13 million came in, that's almost a quarter of our population in just one sitting. We're not even counting the Hispanics that were here prior to that. Our vote will become irrelevant. We will be irrelevant. That's why it is so imperative that people need to wake up now. But what is Donald Trump going to promise? Hey, like I said, he's closing that border. I'm not a Trump supporter, but if anything I can say that was in my interest is to get that border shut so that my children and my grandchildren could have a chance.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I mean, I don't even know what else to say at this point. It's very disheartening that we're even having to have this conversation, but unfortunately our people like symbolism. Haven't we got enough of voting for somebody because they're Black? And I'm emphasizing that because they're Black. They got to be Black and doing something. They can't just be Black. Perry says, I'm not voting for someone that wants to keep us on the Democratic Party plantation to get nothing. And that's exactly what it is. Keep voting for more of nothing. Keep hope alive. I guess that's what keep hope alive means. Keep hope alive. Keep hoping that we're going to one day do something for you. We ain't, but just keep hope alive, right? Hob, how you doing? He says, Kamala can support reparations, but she doesn't embody reparations. She isn't doing anything regarding reparations. Well, we know that. But I've seen a lot of people posting all these clips of, see, she said it. And I played it at the beginning. And I'm like, I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy. I didn't hear her say she's for reparations. She said the LIFT Act. And with the LIFT Act, you're going to, if you're making $100,000 or less, you get these tax breaks. She's going to lower the rent and, HBCUs. But That's basically she telling us how she gonna spend our money. Just give us the money, sis, and we decide how we spend our money. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, say brother was dropping. I'm assuming you're talking about Donovan all the time. Brother Arson, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Allie Davis, how you doing? You says Sherman's Law, field 15. Yep, field orders. Yeah, 15. Well, we know what happened with that, right? Frankly, how you doing? Says Kamala's face is running for president, but Pelosi's going to dictate that role, just as she's advising from the background with Kamala's hands tied. Yeah, and they said she was the one that actually told Biden, it's time for you to go to Shady Pines, sir. It's time for you to step down. They said it was Nancy Pelosi. And they say, you know, she's quite the negotiator. She has been since she's been in Congress. So I don't doubt that. She surely got the squad to sit down and be quiet. When they came in there with all that rah-rah, they thought they was going to shake up Congress. And she was like, if y'all don't sit y'all asses down somewhere, you better. And that's exactly what they did. Brother Rodney says, how will the UN enforce a reparations verdict? They've shown themselves to be toothless tigers. Yeah. Or they have spoken to us, say, yeah, the debt is old, but you're right. I mean, look how instrumental they've been in what's going on in the Middle East and anywhere else. You know, they could say stuff, but it's like the United States and everybody else is like, who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna make it? So what's the purpose of the UN if y'all useless? You know?
Right, but see that's the whole purpose of the UN being set up. The appeal to authority. People, for us regular people, it's to keep us in line and give us hope. Oh, we can go to we'll appeal to the UN, but who controls the UN? Like you guys said, this authoritarian world that we, like I said, George Bush, the first George Bush, he said the New World Order. He exposed something that a lot of people didn't realize what's going on. And that's what's happening now. People are waking up, seeing that these organizations are not what they claim to be. How many of you guys remember an organization known as Black Lives Matter? What did they do? What did they do?
Bought some real estate.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? People are waking up saying these organizations are not what they seem they are. Planned Parenthood. What is that? That's a eugenics program. All this stuff is hidden. It's all hidden. And now people like you guys are waking up, and this is what they don't want. That's why they spend so much money shutting Demetra K down, shutting the African Diaspora News Channel down, Brother Phil, interrupting, sending people who need the money to be disruptors in the chat and stuff like that. This is what's going on, and people are waking up. And this is why we tell you guys, share this on your platforms and share it, because I wasn't always awake. I'm a recovering Democrat. Demetra wasn't always woke. You know, the only thing that I said was, is it possible that this is that? When I saw the movie The Matrix and I unplugged that part where Neo unplugged and he showed him, Morpheus showed him what the real world was and what was happening, that's what woke me up and gave me a different perspective. And I did my homework and I said, wait a minute. I've been voting Democrat, and my life is getting worse. Nobody's doing anything. And that's what woke me up. And they're saying people are waking up now.
Hey, Top Notch Rocker, how you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. And everybody who has donated, liked, subscribed, anything else, I love and appreciate you for that. He says, greetings, Demetra and Donovan. It's like giving the side chick more gifts than you are giving your main squeeze. Trump 2024, Kamala go home. Y'all wilding with these analogies, but yeah. Which it happens all the time, but I understand. Mission Visions, did I say hello to you? If I did not, hello. Brother Perry says, once Kamala gets your vote, then she takes off, and then the only thing that she's going to leave you is her behind to kiss. That's what the Dixiecrats do to Black folks all the time. And then I saw somebody, and forgive me, I forget who it was, that says that we're basically about 46, 47 million in population as Black Americans, and there's about 63, 62 million Hispanics. Well, what you think is going to happen if we continue to vote for the Democrats? They're going to bring more of them over here. They're not going to stop. You know, you have to wonder why they're doing that. So we are stagnant in population now, and they're growing, you know. It's not hard to train a thought to follow. Don Royal, how you doing? Says Trump got these black people shook. It's shameful. Yeah, but again, I know that the Republicans aren't a better party for us. I'm not a Republican. I'm not going to vote Republican. I'm not saying anybody should. It's your business, whoever you vote for. But instead of trying to fearmonger about what Trump is going to do, and again, he was president for 4 years and we still here somehow. But instead of fearmongering about what he's going to do, tell us what Kamala's going to do. Why? I tell somebody the other day, I said, I'm looking for a reason to vote for Kamala. He says, you are? I said, yeah, give me a reason to vote. Like, are we getting reparations? It's like, it's black people, black Americans. Are we getting something particular for us? And we can say, all right, you drive a hard bargain, sis. You got my vote. I said to this moment, she hasn't done that. So.
And again, Policy Watch, nothing on her website. And, and I'm going to show you how much we're in the matrix. How do you sit up there and you demonize a man for his immoral actions and all this stuff that he did that was so immoral? And, depending on your background, it is. He cheated on his wife with a porn star, blah, 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 right? Businessman, like most businessmen, he's going to cut corners, whatever he's going to do, right? But yet, you did the same thing. Not once did they bring up Kamala was out in the town in public with Willie Brown. Not once did they bring up her current husband got the nanny pregnant. But you're talking about morality on Donald Trump when you're doing the exact same thing. This is why we're in a matrix where it's like this stuff, it doesn't make sense. We're in a bizarre world. So when you do it, it's okay. But when he does it, it's not okay. It's insanity.
Yeah, you don't get to talk about my indiscretions, okay? I can get the nanny pregnant all I want to, but I'm stand up here and act like the moral authority. And I like how he tried to clean it up. Well, unfortunately, me and my children's mother, we didn't make it. Nah, give it to do what your wife was doing, calling Trump a predator, and do all that. I was a predator, okay? I got the kids, nanny, a teacher, whoever was pregnant. I'm a predator. I was supposed to just be dropping the damn kids off at school, but I was dropping my kids off in her.
Right. Where are the feminists? Where were the feminists with that? Oh, he took advantage of her. Men are no good. Oh, look, see, every time they're in a position, a woman just doing her job and he just takes advantage of her. Arnold Schwarzenegger did the exact same thing and they came for him. We're all adults. I get it, whatever. But what I'm saying is, how do you throw stones and you're doing the exact same thing? And then if that's the case, if the Democratic Party is so holy and upstanding, and now that you guys know this information, why would you vote for him? If you don't want me to vote for Donald Trump because he has indiscretions, why would you want me to vote for you?
Because like you said, don't talk about my damn backyard, okay? Let's talk about yours. Let's talk about how you got all them leaves and stuff piled up in your backyard, okay? Keep your eyes over on your side of the fence. I mean, I'm just saying, but again, you talk about the Democratic Party where a whole lot of stuff goes. And it's just weird. And I won't get into all of that because I won't get in trouble, but it's just... Black America, how you doing? It says Miss D. A country is made up of families and a community. Our people no longer have that. Yeah, we need to get back to that. But we gonna have that less and less with these. I almost said a bad word, and I wasn't even trying to say that. With these people coming up over here, it's gonna be less of that. It's gonna be little Tijuana and Venezuela and little Haiti and Chile and whatever else, Nigeria, all of that. Where we gonna be at? Where's the little Black American town? But again, Black Americans go line up and sign up and vote for more of that. It's just I don't know. My mama used to tell me, out of all your siblings, you got the most common sense. So maybe I'm having a problem understanding how we don't get it, and then be mad. Be mad when people try to say, okay, if you vote for this, that, and the other more, this is good. I don't care. I don't get it. But anyway, welcome back. Let's see who else came on here.
I'm a vote for her. You're not going to change my mind, Donovan. I'm a vote for her because she's a woman, whatever. And then these are the same people that will complain when this gets cut, that gets cut. You know, they can't get this anymore. They can't get that. We're the only group that votes for our own demise, and it's sickening.
Dr. Joy DeGruy made a good point. We're not a well people, and that's not a dig at us. We're just mentally, emotionally, in every other way, but really that we're not well. We cry to hang on to our oppressor. I think that's Stockholm syndrome, you know, where you sympathize with your oppressor. Because as we said 2 months ago, Kamala was tanking in every poll you can think of. In fact, her own party was thinking about replacing her. But they knew that they would be in trouble with Black women, and particularly the ski-wee crowd. So they knew they couldn't do that. But now all of a sudden she's a hometown hero. It's like, this is weird.
And, you know, we want you guys, I'm going to tell you guys this. I don't comment Kamala because she's a woman. Okay. I don't come in and negative at Kamala. I'm a political junkie. She is a very flawed candidate. She's very flawed. And that's the only reason we bring her up. I mean, she was not, she was selected. She has not gotten one vote. If you guys do support the Democratic Party, you should be upset that democracy wasn't upheld for the simple fact that she didn't receive one vote from anybody of regular people, of the popular vote. She received none. She was selected. You guys, people should be upset at that. That's not democracy in any words of it. If she had got and went through a primary and did what she was supposed to do, then yeah, hey, let's get behind her. You know, if you want to get behind her, whatever, that's the right way to do it. But here is a woman all through her career that has skipped the line. You had all these women waiting 20 years with getting their experience, building up their resume to be a DA of San Francisco, and she's sleeping with the leader of the California Assembly. And she gets appointed to positions and so on, so forth. This is why a lot of people like myself that are political pundits come at Kamala. She's a very flawed candidate. You would get better numbers with anybody else but Kamala Harris. And they've even said, out of anybody that could take on Trump, she was the least likely to beat him.
And all of a sudden, hey, Alex Jackson, how you doing? He says, hey, Sister Demetra and Brother Donovan, did you hear anything about the $2 billion to the Black farmers? Some of those policies can be sneaky. Yeah, originally they were saying it was $5.2 billion, but a lot of people were like, nice try, because it was women, Native Americans, Hispanics, and other people also sued, saying that they were discriminated against. So, of course, you know, the media was trying to lead off saying, oh, Black farmers got $5.2 billion, but it actually wasn't. They got some of it. But there you go with that. People of color, minorities, and all that.
Well, Demetra, the Freedmen's Bank, Biden and Kamala opened it up to minorities. Here's a bank that was set up specifically for us. Where are the Black congressmen and all these so-called Black leaders speaking up for us? That was not made for other groups. It was made specifically for FBA, Foundational Black Americans. And yet they opened it up so that minorities, white women, and everybody else could get a piece of the pie. And this is the problem. This is why we are losing our wealth every day.
Can't trust it. No. Yes, indeed. PE. Reparations says Kamala is not for us, but what is the alternative? She gets the vote. We have to demand reparations regardless. How? That's because we keep hearing that argument. We've been demanding when her and Biden was in office, and they both told us, hell no, I'm giving you no reparations. So how do you even go about doing that? Like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't get to act bad and get a gift or whatever it was for we didn't really celebrate Christmas, but a gift or whatever it was. I didn't get and then then I tried to earn it after I got it. I had to earn it, be trustworthy, and then I proved myself worthy, right? That's the equivalent. We're asking her, we seen her tell us no, she ain't gonna do nothing specifically for Black people, but we're gonna get her in there and then demand her to do something common to look like the type of woman you can make her do anything she don't want to do. Not at all. You know, she gonna, somebody said give her her behind 2 kids.
And that's what we need, and that's what we need to start doing with all of these politicians, even at the local level. We want something up front because we know when you get in there, we're the least prioritized. So no, if you want our vote, what are you going to do for us on the front end? We want it up front. No more promise. When I get in there, it's like that meme, Demetra, that we seen with the wolf and the sheep. When I get elected, I promise to go vegan.
And then he ate up all the damn sheep. Armageddon, how you doing? He says, hey, Demetra. Hi, Demetra, I have a question. They hate us so much. Do you think they're going to end up doing us the way Hitler did the Jews? I say no, because we ain't on that page, okay? Listen, don't ever believe the hype about us. We are survivors. And I don't mean to liken us to this, but I just want to give y'all the context because you'll understand when I say it. Black people are going to out-survive roaches, okay? And y'all know roaches are some tough mugs. They it don't nothing out-survive a roach. Not even, a raid can't even kill a roach nowadays, right? But we're going to be here even longer than them because we are survivors. We are tough people, and they're not going to be able to get rid of us. Listen, they've already tried. And here we are, sucking in all the raid.
And you guys also got to remember, there are more guns in the United States than there are people. And the civil unrest would be unbelievable. There's just no way feasibly. Okay, they say we're 40 million according to the census. We know there's more, but the point is, 40 million people that are surviving behind enemy lines. Oh no, they couldn't handle it. They just couldn't handle it.
Brogu, how you doing? He says we're not gonna have any black families in the modern. If the modern women don't stop this, we don't need a man junk. Oh Lord, we are the only group that glorifies this sentiment. You know what? That's not true. Other women do it. I think we're the only ones that don't keep our business out the streets, but everybody else does it. Trust me, they do. You know, they're just a little bit more dignified, if you will. But where y'all think the sister got it from? The sister got it from the white woman when she was playing I'm burning my bra up in the streets. But we know she took her ass home and made Brad that nasty casserole with the peas in it, okay? And then she's like, I'll see you guys in 9 Sisters. I'll be back. But then she went home and did her wifely duties, and she's been doing her wifely duties ever since, which is why the white woman is more married than the sister, because the sister believed all that nonsense that white woman was telling her. She dilapidated her family and never put her bra back on. I wish some of these women would put their bra back on right now, but that's a whole different story. So we learned it from them, but they do it too. But we need to knock off that nonsense because we can see how far that has gotten our race. Talking about we don't need our man. Like hell, we don't. I tell y'all all the time, every time I drag that trash can out to the curb, I'm like, oh, I'd love to see a man do that. I really would. So.
Well, Demetra, if you wouldn't be so damn picky, all you got to do is stand up on this show. Our likes would go up to at least 10,000 on one show.
I doubt it.
And then if you're just walking around Houston, you can pick up a dude just like that.
But I don't walk around Houston. Miss Sheely, how are you doing? We have a dignitary in the building. Miss Sheely was running for the Senate of Georgia against that of Ralph Warnock, and she definitely has and had reparations as her platform. But the people, you know, they like Mr. Potato Head, I guess. I don't know. But if you are ever running again, it'll be our pleasure to try to, help bring awareness.
She is running again. You haven't been getting her newsletter? I've been getting the newsletter.
I can't say that I have.
She tried to walk away, but it's just in her. She can't, not represent her people. She's a fighter. She has to get in there.
Yeah. See that we need to bring that to the, so that everybody knows that. I didn't know that, but of course we know how it works. They try to suppress people who are really trying to do something for people, and they put Mr. Potato Head back up in there. I will not say his name. Hey, Troy, how you doing? It says when programs get cut. Okay. And Donovan, we are at an hour. Let's see here. Let me acknowledge everybody else who I did not. MC 007, how you doing? It says we're too concerned about who's racist, but will vote for our racist. Well, they all are for the most part. Tim Nichols, how you doing? It says Brother Philip, then warned us about commandment. He been doing it every night. Okay, one thing Brother Phil gonna do is bring receipts. That's receipts. He's gonna bring receipts. Okay, he gonna break it all down. And as he says, class is in session. Okay, he letting y'all know to pay attention, break out your pen and your paper. Class is in session. Take notes. These ain't something I'm making up. These are the facts. Y'all do it what you want to do with it. He shows it to you in real time and everything. If you don't want to believe it, that's on you. But, as they say, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Well, you can bring people to the knowledge, but you can't make them think. So y'all be sure to check him out at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight as he does bring the heat. Ben, how you doing? Says Joe Biden should have resigned 2 years ago. Kamala Harris should be president right now. I guess.
She should. I mean, think about it. If he is as incompetent as they said in this coup, why didn't she take over the mantle? And then as an incumbent, you have the bully pulpit and a stronger way of getting reelected because she has all the levers of power to do so because everybody's got to get behind her. Like I said, nobody's seen Joe Biden. You guys want to know what Joe Biden is doing? He is legalizing thousands, hundreds of thousands of these illegal migrants for not only the Democrats, also the Republicans, because you guys got to remember, these are corporate politicians on both sides. They both want this because they don't want to pay you, the American worker, $30 an hour. They don't want to pay you those benefits. They rather get these people in here and pay them $7.
Absolutely. And yes, indeed. Hello, Brother Arniva. Hope you're doing well. I see a couple people. Brother Frank, how you doing? So I just want to acknowledge people I have not seen before we get out of here. As you guys know, I would love to acknowledge everybody, but I just can't do it anymore. I feel inadequate. I'm just kidding. Charlene, how you doing? Says everybody's benefiting more from what was meant for FBAs. Yeah, but FBAs keep allowing them to do it. We got to get rid of the symbolism and the feel good and and the fluff. I'm going to use an analogy and I'm trying to clean up as best I can. When I was younger, I worked at Frito-Lay and I met I worked with a lot of older men worked with a lot of older men and they imparted a lot of wisdom on me. I was in my young 20s. And I learned a lot from them. One of them was a bona fide pimp. He used to be. And he says, at the end of the day, when you get in the bed, you're horizontal, I say for 2 minutes. Then once your feet hit the ground, you still got to deal with real life. So he's basically saying people who have problems in a relationship, they think that they're going to mask it by that little 2 minutes of fun. But then once you're done with that, it's like we still have the same problems. We got to figure out how to deal with those. And so that's the same way with Black people and the Democrats. We think because Kamala's putting on these concerts and, we're feeling good and she's bringing back the joy and all of that. It's like, okay, but once the joy wears off, what are we going to do about the problems that we have as Black people? Whether it's the person going to office, are they going to give us reparations, write a hate crime bill and all this other stuff? Or are we going to do that ourselves? The answer is both of those things need to happen, right? Let's get rid of the fluff and the feel good. That's nice. It's nice, but there's other stuff that go with it. So Devon, how you doing? Says all these minority policies, he said minority quote unquote policies and programs were created off our struggle. We have been duped. But again, we keep signing up for the duping. It must feel good to some degree. I don't know. Reality, how you doing with GP? You say you just finished working out. Y'all sharing the link tonight. We about to get off of here because we try to save time so that everybody can go watch other stuff as there's a lot of other great content on. And let's see, Chocolate Bunny, how you doing? Says we should be classified as freedmen. Shout out to Voodoo Doll TV. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to check it out. Says she said that indigenous melanated people should be called freedmen instead of people of color or Blacks. But as Donovan said, even Kamala was talking about, she actually went to the Freedmen Bureau's conference or whatever and said these things, and she put it in the White House. But again, she not the president, but but isn't it weird, Donovan, how her hands are tied, she's not the president, but they try to credit her with all these things that she's done. Which is it? Did you have you or didn't you? But yeah, she tried to co-opt the Freedmen's Bureau by saying black and brown. It's like there was no brown people picking no damn cotton with our ancestors. How you come up with that? It's crazy. Anyway, let me calm down if I get my blood pressure up. M. Brooks, how you doing? Says, damn, my pop said the same thing, and I wish I knew what that was. Hey, Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? Says, try to do us what the apartheid state is doing to the Palestinians over there. Trying, they already doing that to us, kind of, sort of, right? Who else came on here? Angela Williams, how you doing? Says, they are trolling us, and we let them do it. Ashley Sanders, how you doing? Says, Republicans will be repulsed and disgusted if the Democrats' nominee for president had been found guilty of felonies and was currently out on bail. To pretend otherwise is either delusional or insincere. You know, and I'm not quite sure how to take that comment because I don't have time to dissect it. I had somebody tell me the other day, oh, well, people want to know, how is it that Trump is a felon? He got 34 felonies and he can vote. Donovan, can felons vote in the United States?
Yes.
Yeah, they can vote. Some of states, they can outright vote after they serve their time. Some of them, they got to go through to
Depends on the state.
do different things, but felons can vote. So I'm like, ugh. If you repeat something so many times, it becomes, well, I don't understand how a felon can vote, because felons in many states can still vote.
Yes. Yeah, we had a felon here, lady felon, former bank robber, ran for city council and won. And then somebody did some research on her, and everybody found out after the fact that this woman was a felon because she ran on transparency. And we hurried up and got her up out of there once we found out she was a former bank robber. So, but yeah, depending on your state and whatever the deal is and what level of government is, felons can hold office. Yes, they can.
Yeah, so it's like y'all just keep, and I'm not saying that was you, whoever made that comment, but y'all just keep repeating the same. Y'all just ignorant. Y'all ignorant for free. Just keep repeating the same old stuff. Yeah, felon, how can he vote? Because felons can vote. And don't you think, and I know that the Trump ain't seen the inside no jail. He may or may not. I don't care if he does either way. I'm not going to lose any sleep if he does and he doesn't.
White supremacy will not allow that. And at the end of the day, both parties are white supremacists. They will not let this man go into jail one day. You better believe that.
But yeah. But don't you think if fellas have served and done their time and paid their debts to society, shouldn't they be able to vote? You know? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. You dog, how you doing? It says our women are speaking this way. Well, they need to shut up. I know it's time for us to get out of here because I'm about to go. Brother Don, how you doing? I hope Miss Sheely is still on here. William, how you doing? It says I need to get on your emailing list and emails. Yeah, we actually need to have her on here so that we can hear from her because, you know, I hate that she's being suppressed. I really do. How you doing, Larry? Hope you're doing well. He said the older black folks refuse to listen to what y'all are saying. That's all right. Eventually, I got to think 5 times before I say this. Depending how old they are, they're going to be going up to glory anyway. Say up the glory. Depending on what they've been doing in life, they might be smiling up. I don't know. Lillian, how you doing? Said I deleted Kamala because she's an imposter and wants to win off of blacks' backs. Brother Arsene says my comment will be hated by all this time. Trust me, Donovan, they are not afraid of you. Blacks are the easiest to manipulate. They already set wars online between black men and women. And when I see those comments and those arguments, I just scroll right past it. And if you keep on with the foolishness too much, I'm gonna delete you because I don't want to see that no more. Alberto Ortega, how you doing? Said that's a lie, bro. I don't even know what that is.
Well, no, notice his name is Ortega. When I made the comment that Biden is legalizing the illegals so that they can vote and all that other stuff, so that the pay disparity. And I replied to him, and you know, maybe he has his opinion. I don't know. But the thing is, if I'm lying, wasn't there a chicken plant that fired all of their American workers and then hired illegal migrants?
Tyson.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I remember, but you know, we just.
But yet I'm a liar. Yeah. Gotcha.
Hello to everybody. I just want to acknowledge everybody before we get out of here. I think I'm at the bottom. Am I? So I don't want anybody to hate me for not getting a comment. Jerry Kahn, how you doing? Says deleted Kamala, the imposter. Okay, you deleted her too. Tom Hare, how you doing? Reparations for the illegals will be first. Get in line. Nah, we tired of doing that. Brother Reggie saying this nonsense CNN interview. Yeah. I forgot to thank you so much for bringing that up. You know Kamala about to have her first interview tomorrow. Did you know that? Guess who's going to be sitting next to her?
Her lawyer, vice president nominee.
Why?
Because she can't speak without word salad. She can't speak. She can't do interviews. She is an empty suit. And if people, and then wait, not only is she sitting there with him, they're sitting and it's scripted. The whole thing is scripted. It's not like, hey, it's an impromptu interview. It's scripted. So if she messes up, they're going to redo it and then they're going to put that out.
Is it Comedy Central? Is it Punked? Like, and then it's CNN on top of that, like, you know damn well. And it's supposed to be Dana Bash, and she's pretty good, but is she going to risk the ridicule of people behind asking her tough questions? I guess we'll have to see that tomorrow, but it's nauseating, Donovan, very nauseating. Like, why do you need Tim to be sitting there with you? Trump don't have, not that I know of, he hasn't had J.D. Vance sitting next to him, has he?
Nope,
you know
Trump.
what she's going to do? Donovan, she can say, a friend in need is a friend in need. And that's going to be the cue for him to jump in and answer the questions.
But the thing is, all of these sororities and people, you mean to tell me this woman went to a HBCU for 4 years and then law school, and she can't even speak and be coherent and stand on her own to answer questions? It just doesn't make sense. I would be embarrassed. And again, you guys, this is why I say she's a very flawed candidate. If she can't speak now to people that possibly could vote for her, what is she going to do on the world stage when Putin is sitting right next to her, or she's got to negotiate a contract? Come on now.
Kevin, how you doing? I'm telling you that Black women are not the only women that do it. We're the only ones that act a damn fool online and say that. But trust me, other women do it too. You know, they do. This is not just a thing with Black women. I promise you, it's not. Dorothy says Trump can go to Rikers Island and I will still vote for damn. I will still vote for him. He can run the country from behind bars. Anything is better than that she-devil. Well, damn. Sam, how you doing? He says Mary Waters is a felon and she ran for Congress. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, come on, let's understand. Hey, Buckhorse, how you doing? Let's understand what we don't understand. Strawberry 32, how you doing? Who else is on here? Brother Don says, F that, I'm a Negro and have history before them slave ships. Okay. I feel you, Mr. Vino Gotti. I hope you're doing well. It says Biden's son didn't get time, so Trump good in my books. Yeah, they don't want to never talk about that. PDQ, how you doing? It says plus felons were wrongfully convicted. Yeah, some of them were, right? Again, I'd love to get all your comments, but we're about to get out of here because I feel Donovan like, hey, Garuda, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says Kamala will legalize ranch dressing. You crazy. Yeah, Black America, you're right. After you served your time, so people keep saying that he's a felon, like he can't, he shouldn't be. Come on. Go to Google. If you can't do nothing else, go to Google. Word Wilson, how you doing? Said, didn't Kamala make trouble for Nina Simone's family? From what I understand, something about her estate. I don't know all the particulars I saw, but I'm not versed on it, so I can't speak to it. But I did see something like that. I don't want to be, speaking and saying the wrong thing. All right, I think I got to it. The bottom. JC, how you doing? Says, so even if
Arson has a good question. If you get to Arson,
I'll get there. How you doing, JC? How you doing? Says even if she didn't get his reparations, she still didn't give us a hate crime bill or any other tangibles. Luke said she did for everyone else. Stop lying, Kamala. Yeah, and Uncle Luke, boy, I tell you, he's a Tyson. How you doing? Yep, she's an empty suit. Amy, how you doing? Says stop lying. Oh, stop lying on VP Kamala Harris. You know that all nominees did that. Look it up. That's fine. Trump did have Vance. So Vance did sit next to him during the interview. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. So thank you for that. Joanne, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Reynard, how you doing? Says, oh, it skipped up. But how you doing anyway? Your comment skipped up. Undisputed truth. Oh, what'd you say? Arsis comments. I'm sorry. You say this one here. I've been wanting to ask: is it fair to believe blacks shouldn't have voted for Trump in 2020 on the basis that Republicans at least agreed to discuss the contract for Black America with Ice Cube? Well, if you remember, a lot of Black people were mad at Ice Cube, still are. They hate Ice Cube's guts for him even having a conversation with Trump, even though he tried to have one with Biden administration before he was in office. He's still waiting to have a conversation. So, whether they should or not, I don't know. I guess that's on the voter themselves. But yeah, and we need people like Ice Cube in the fight. But he has been silent. He hasn't said anything that I know of. So.
Reparations has a question. If you could read that one down, it's a little farther down.
Oh, really? How you doing? Let's see here. Okay, where'd it go? Reparations, the one we bashing Kamala.
Yeah, that one.
We bashing Kamala when she's up against Trump makes us look stupid. Says instead of bashing Kamala, let's get our strike on before the elections and get these reparations that is paid to everyone but us.
Okay, now here's my problem with that reparation. I know where you're going with that, but where on this platform have we ever bashed Kamala Harris? Why is it that facts of a person is considered bashing? I'm just asking for a friend. I mean, I don't know how we're bashing her when we're bringing up factual incidents of her past as a candidate, what she should be doing. How is that bashing when you're asking questions and putting out pertinent information that people need to know about?
I was looking for something. I was actually looking to see when Trump and Vance debated. Did an interview together. I don't see it immediately here. That don't mean it didn't happen. I just want to see. So reparations. What do you think we've been doing? It says instead of bashing Kamala, let's get a strike on before the elections and get these reparations that is paid to us. So what do you think is what we've been doing when we have been talking about it? And some people saying they're going to vote for the couch or they're going to vote for somebody else. Well, that ain't that a form of a strike? Like, I know maybe you're thinking we should be out there. Hell no, I don't know, right? But that the form of a strike is saying I'm abstaining from the party that benefits from me, but I don't benefit from them. But when we try to do that, you get people who are just pretty damn mad that we are saying that. They want us to continue to vote for more or nothing. So we are striking. So I don't even know, what else we can do. But I'm not the marching type of chick per se. Nona Jones, how you doing? Says, I bet you Kabami slept her way through. Oh Lord. I don't know about none of that. Tyson, how you doing? Says if Kamala wins, it's over for Black America. You better let him know. Percy, how you doing? Says Trump been doing interviews by himself. He went to National Association of Black Journalists. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did he do interviews with Vance? I didn't see it. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen that him and Vance did an interview together. Again, I could be wrong.
See, and people bring that up. Okay, Trump went to the NBAJ. If Kamala is so into blackness, I think she was missing. She intentionally skipped that. So where's the respect for the Black constituents of showing up, but you want the Black vote, but you won't show up to Black events?
Levels, how you doing? Says, hello, Chad. I'm curious why you never see Kamala's husband with her. I know he's very busy doing his own initiatives and stuff like that. Plus, he's a lawyer. I think he's a teacher at some university or whatever. So he's got a lot of stuff he's doing too. So that could be why. But yeah, so I'm gonna go to the bottom, Donovan, unless you see another question or whatever. But again, I haven't seen that they interviewed together. Again, I could be wrong. Hey, Thunder, you were missing yesterday. Where were you? Tied up. And I do mean tied up. Anyway, Sharon, how you doing? Says the difference is that Trump had several interviews by himself and proved himself before he had a joint interview with Vance. So it makes Kamala look weak when she can't do the first one by herself. Yeah, I mean, but again, that's people making excuses for her. What she need Tim there for? Can't she do it by herself? That should be a red flag to people. You want to be the commander in chief of, one of the one that they say the most powerful country, the most, I guess, powerful country in the world, and you can't cross the street by yourself at this big old age? I don't know. W. Robin says, if I was running for president and people asked me what I would do for the people, I would say I'm going to help people who needs help the most. Who needs help the most is Black people. That's logical, right? But I guess not. Darnell, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Junior, how you doing? Says, no, I don't even. That's crazy, right? Carlton, how you doing? Says, there's no evidence that Trump and Vance did an interview together. Yeah, I didn't see it again. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm wrong sometimes. Raynard, how you doing? Says, be careful. Many of these so-called reparation advocates are really vote blue no matter who, chameleons. But you know what? You got to be smarter than a lot smarter than that. We are smarter than the average bear around here, aren't we? Tanya, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Donovan, I'm gonna take it. You don't see any other thing I need to address, so I'm just going to the bottom. Herman, how you doing? Says, did I hear this right? Kamala's for reparations. Go back to the beginning of this. Because her supporters are saying that she is, but I showed y'all the evidence that they've been presenting, and it's like, I didn't hear that. Amy says, 610,000 plus views. July 23rd, 2024, former President Trump and running mate Senator J.D. Vance sit down with Jesse Waters primetime to detail their foreign policy and energy vision. Okay, thank you so much for that. I think I got all the comments. Reparations says, going on strike does not entail us going on the streets. We do not turn up at work, take our kids out of schools, do not engage with the society for a few days. Well, I can dig it. However, not going to work means what? You'll probably get fired. Take your kids out of school. Well, Kamala showed you what happened when you do that. You get hit with truancy. What else did you say? I can dig with not engaging with society for a few days, but are we built to do that? We're going to stay at the clubs and the restaurants and the malls and all that other stuff. Can we do that? The other two, it's cute in theory, but, it ain't nothing like saying, honey, I stayed home to prove a point to Kamala and I lost my job. I'm just saying. Kay Hall, how you doing? Says, neither candidate is a good choice for president. That, I think I do agree with you on that. So anyway, we're going to get out here. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We'll be back here on Sunday for more discussions. What we'll talk about, I don't know. But in the meantime, we do have ways to donate to the channel if you guys see fit to do that. Those of you guys who already have, thank you so much. If you like, subscribe, you watched, you commented, whichever way you wanted to, I appreciate that. JD Nightmare, how you doing? He says, question, if you're in a relationship with the Dems for 60 years, but over time you speak of your problem, they bringing up the Republicans next door, is it okay to separate for a while? Yeah, it's your choice. You can separate for as long as you want to separate, but it's your choice. You don't go into the booth with everybody else. You're going there by yourself. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for, but absolutely, Amy, that's what it's about. Different views, and as we always say here, I know Donovan thinks he knows everything, but I beg to differ. We don't know everything. We learn from y'all. Y'all learn from us. We are not above correction, because the last thing we want to do is be espousing misinformation, because there's a lot of people who do put out misinformation, and they do it purposely and willfully. We're just not those people. If we are wrong, we always are open to be stand corrected. And as I always say, I'm not one of those people who like criticism, but I understand criticism makes you grow. It makes you think about certain things, which is how Donovan's a recovering Democrat. I used to be a Democrat, so I'm not up here saying I was born from the womb woke. I used to be a Democrat for a very long time. Not even allowed to kick it. I tell you all the time, when Obama first won, I cried. I was like, oh! I did. I voted for him twice. I didn't cry the second time, but the second time I voted for him. But then I started to get more information, and a lot of it, was tough to understand. But once I opened my eyes, I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. So that's what it's about. So anyway, we love and appreciate every last one of y'all again. We'll see y'all on Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Y'all go tune into Brother Phil, as I'm sure he is going to be bringing the heat as always. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. Peace.